All right, welcome to UA Day 2. Here we go. I hope everyone had a good time yesterday on Blacktail Wild Bill OHV area. Again, thanks to Stephen and Bob who guided us through. We had a great time. It was a good kind of warm up into UA 2020 after having sat and not doing much for earlier this year. I'm gonna lead her over to Trent, talk about the day.
This morning we've got some road miles, but as the guys that have done this for the last few years know, there aren't really any more road days anymore. So we're actually gonna be doing some dirt and some wheeling. And then we've got a fun little activity planned where I think you guys will have a good time.
Radio check. Good check.
Yeah, roger that. 10-4, 4.
Somebody's leaking something. Any truck's on fire, the keys with them.
So we think the headlights shorted out. There's a burnt wire going into the headlights, and the back of the battery is melted, and most of the battery is melted, so we think the headlights shorted and caused the battery to basically melt.
Dad was quick draw, pulled over, checked the left rear wheel, looked loose or bent. Sam Gillis is with him.
Be able to keep up with these guys all week and not have any part breakdown, only our own doing breakdown. You know, we've got a bent axle shaft on the back and things of that nature, but it's just from wheeling hard and keeping up with everybody. So the bell housing's kept up great, the transmission's doing perfect. You know, it's just been a real easy trip.
This is day 2 of Ultimate Adventure, and it's a road day, and usually you would think road days are pretty easy going, but already this morning we had one rig, I think the wheel was falling off, and then our buddy Kenny, who's one of our cronies, he just had a small electrical fire, which turned into a big electrical fire, but luckily we were able to pull over and get that put out. So, doesn't matter what day of the week it is, it's always an adventure, an Ultimate Adventure.
Oh, hear about the rumor about butter? Not gonna spread it.
Watching your driver's side passenger is not nearly as bright as your passenger side passenger.
So one of the things about UA is that it's not all about four-wheeling. It's about exploring and doing cool things, visiting unusual places. And so that's why we came here to the Miracle of America Museum. I mean, this thing, it's indescribable. I mean, if you're ever in Polson, Montana, you definitely need to check the place out. I mean, you could spend all day here. Unfortunately, we've got a little over an hour because we've got other places to be and maybe a little wheeling to do as well.
This is a Dodge M37, and so it was kind of the precursor to the Power Wagon trucks. They usually had a straight 6 engine, big leaf springs, and then in the back here you can see there's like troop seats that would fold down so they could haul more people back there.
This is probably my favorite area. This is all military vehicles, and of course they're all 4x4s. I think this is probably my favorite. This is a really, really early MB. It was made in '42. It's all original. It looks like it's all there. What's cool about it too is that it's not restored.
I was at a tractor show down in California, and they had some Tucker Snowcats, and they really haven't changed the design a whole lot since they used to make them. These are like leaf sprung, and they have like 4 sets of tracks, and they kind of been making them almost the same way for years.
I'm chilling in this here helicopter in the Museum of the Americas, pretending I'm flying. Thinking of Skinny Kenny right now, because he knows how to use these stuff. Maybe I'll go to help the firefighters. I'll do some aerial water drops for them.
Well, there's tons of cool stuff to see here. We all got a little bit of a taste to it. Like I said, you could spend all day here, but we have got to get going. We got to get down the road because there's some four-wheeling to do today yet.
There's some cars, so make sure you look cool.
A Bronco for Skyjacker as a company is important because it was the first lift that my dad ever offered under the Skyjacker brand, was a Bronco. And so for us, it's got a lot of heritage. There's also a lot of interest in Bronco with the new ones coming out. But this one, we kind of went over the top with the 427 high performance motor and something that could go fast as well as rock crawl really good at the same time. And, you know, I like old iron, so it's, you know, Bronco to me is about as nostalgic as it gets.
From the Miracle of America Museum, we headed south out of Polson, headed roughly towards Deer Lodge. But this is Ultimate Adventure, and we never take the most direct route. After a short stint of highway, we turned off the pavement onto Jocko Road and the Jocko Indian Reservation. This would be the first of what would become a theme for this year's Ultimate Adventure, and that was dust on road days, and plenty of it. Now, in addition to the dust, there was also the smoke to contend with, not just from the local wildfires, but from fires that were raging all over the Pacific Northwest. The smoke from those fires rolled in during check-in day and unfortunately would stay with us for most of the week.
Sam, follow dust. Following dust, Dave, following dust.
Yeah, so interestingly, we passed the old Montana prison that was actually built while Montana was still a territory. And but this is actually prison property for the next 5 miles.
Not everyone made it to the start of UA for check-in day. While the rest of us were getting through tech inspection and stickering up at the hotel in Kalispell, longtime crony and Dirt Everyday co-host Dave Chappelle was 4 hours away back home, burning the midnight oil to get his Mas Grande finish. At least that's what he says. We just think he wanted to make a late dramatic entrance to the event. He's such a diva.
I think I'm just getting shorter. Hey, I'm Dave Chappelle. I finally made it to UA. I come as a crony every year. This year I was building this truck, or building the front half of this truck. Here's a list of things over the last 48 hours that we got done. A day late and a dollar short, but I'm here to play, so this is gonna be good. This truck is nicknamed Mas Grande. It's a 91 Mazda B2600i. It's got a Chevy 60 in the front, Ford Dana 70 in the rear, 717 gears, 38-inch tires, Crazy Link and airbag suspension, and it's not trail tested or proven or nothing, so we're gonna find out this week if it works or not.
Got your cover, Trent. We're moving right out.
And 4, all right guys, we are rolling.
Keep your mouths closed on this dust because it's got some mixed in cow pies.
So we just aired down our tires and we are four-wheeling into our camping spot, which again, as most of you probably know, everybody in the event has no idea where we're actually going. It's usually just the guys or a couple guys up in the front. So if we're lucky, we'll get to camp before dark, and if we're not, we'll go four-wheeling after dark and get to camp.
Ask if there was going to be some sort of marker which direction for us to go, like a big cloud of dust to tell us which one was the correct way. That sounds like we're covered.
There's also a tree that we can use here. I mean, just look for the tree and turn there.
Roger that, looking for the tree.
Next to a rock.
Green tree?
Oh, yeah.
If it makes you feel any better, those mud flaps aren't doing anything. Tell him to put dust flaps on, not mud flaps. He don't listen too well.
How do I turn that light off on the back of Ian's Jeep?
Ball peen hammer.
I was thinking about a piece of tape.
Right now we're heading up to our campsite at Caruthers Lake, almost 8,500 feet elevation. We're right outside Deer Lodge, Montana.
Is there going to be somewhere we can get some gas?
Oh, funny.
I like your winch, Fred.
Thanks, dude. I like your Mas Grande.
Thanks, dude. The vehicle has a fuel pump issue. I kick.
Once again.
What's going on now?
Vapor locking. So we got filled fuel pressure and then loose fuel pressure because fuel's boiling in.
We got a friend who's stuck on the trail. He's got a bad fuel pump. So we're gonna use Derek over here, hook up the voodoo rope, pull him up along the trail, we'll let the fuel pump cool out a little bit, get him to a big wide spot where he can pull off so we can let everybody else through.
Our UA cronies are the ones who stay behind to help fix broken vehicles and mop up slow-moving stragglers, so they're the ones who get to select which of our invited readers come back. Last year, Dave Tucker and his rig proved to be squared away, completely capable, and totally turnkey. Dave has that all-around blend of excellent driving skill, good build sense, and is super likable and easy to get along with.
Actually, as soon as we got home from UA last year, I unloaded the rig, packed all my stuff up in it, and got ready to go home, and the engine blew. So it sat for about 6 months till I got the engine replaced. So it's only been going for about 6 months. But yeah, it's ready to go. The wheelbase is stretched to 105 inches. The axles are FJ62 front that's been widened 2.5 inches. It's got 6-shooter knuckles on it, ARB locker, 410 gears, custom 3-link front suspension with 14-inch ORI struts. In the rear, we got a FZJ80 full floater, again 410 gears with an ARB locker and 16-inch ORI struts with a custom 4-link. And then drivetrain-wise, it's a small block Chevy 350 with a turbo 350 behind it, and then an Advanced Adapters Orion HD transfer case. It's been really great. Like, to get to see everybody again, it's just such a great, like, close-knit group of guys. Like, it's awesome to get to be part of that and come back again for sure.
And just showered the camera guys up there, man. Hey, cameraman Austin, did you get that shot? Oh, man!
I'm going to say that driving a Jeep in a river is bad for your electrical, but it might be bad for your electrical.
That guy looks just like Fred Williams.
Only with more hair and weirder.
Hey, Kenny, you know that your headlights are two very different brightnesses, right? Yeah, one of them experienced a smoke show. That might explain it. Let me know if you need to saw. We're working on it.
Okay, there was a couple branches that were dull, but we cut them for you so you'll fit now.
And can you find out how much further it is to camp from where you're at? Still a little ways. We didn't start the fire. I see nothing but tail lights now. We're doing good.
It was a long, rough climb to Caruthers Lake, and thanks to being behind schedule and a few issues, we didn't get there until well after dark. Those that were smart hit the hay early because we're going to have to wheel our way back out just the way we came in, and tomorrow is going to be another long day that promises to be full of more adventure.
I know I didn't get here until 10 o'clock last night, or later. I do know that.
I slept well. Once I got to sleep, I didn't wake up. It was good. The wind picked up, very breezy, but maybe the smoke, maybe it blew the smoke away from the forest fires and we can see some of the beauty.
Did you sleep okay last night, Austin?
I think I did.
For a good 15 or 20 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Usually when you don't know, you did.
How'd you sleep, Vern?
I slept pretty well.
I eat a lot. Biggest thing is cook enough for breakfast, make burritos, carry it for lunch.
Had the hammock between the rigs, and the wind just kind of blew and cradled me like that. Pretty warm, so yeah, good. It was good first campsite. We'll see if the next one compares, right?
Are you fishing?
Chat?
Are you fishing?
No, I just went to spend time with my dad.
Nice.
My night was terrible because the wind like blew me out of my hammock all night.
I slept like a baby. About to eat like a man.